Welcome to a rather abnormal edition of the Thrift Store Rundown, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Abnormal because of the change in scenery, obviously. My father's putting in a new door upstairs. Horrible conditions to be filming in, so that's why I'm downstairs in the laundry room. Yes, this is the laundry room of our apartment. And I hate filming downstairs because I can never get it take right. There are always problems throwing wrenches in the way of filming. But you know what? In fairness, as the Grim Reaper said on the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, there's nothing normal around here! And it's all thanks to a little something called the coronavirus. Not one thing has not been affected, and that includes the filming and presentation, we know, of the new season of The Bachelorette, which premieres tonight on ABC. Why is that abnormal? Well, we'll start off with the positives. Positives? You got two Bachelorettes. Claire Crawley from Juan Pablo's season of The Bachelor, you know, the one whom she dished and gave a taste of his own medicine to, and that was more than okay in the eyes of Bachelor Nation. And then, well, the con side of things, she has a major wrench thrown in her way. So, she'll be also joined by Taisha, who is the second Bachelorette in this season, and she is on the positive side of things, the second African-American Bachelorette after Rachel Lindsay. And of course you have Matt James being cast as the first African-American Bachelor to headline the main show, and hopefully he'll be making the rounds sooner than we think. All I gotta say is big props to the people at Next Entertainment and Warner Horizon Television for being progressive and doing their due diligence in honoring the Black Lives Matter movement in the pop culture industry. Very impressive. Almost as impressive as this. The July 1st, 2019 issue of People magazine, which I picked up for pocket change. 74 cents. That is 25% off the price of 99 cents. But still, under a buck not counting taxes, you can't go on. This issue features 100 reasons to love America. And spoiler for you, Carrie Underwood is the #1 reason, according to People magazine. I'm not a Carrie Underwood person, but you know what? I can't argue with their decision. How faith and family made me stronger. The country superstar bouncing back from heartbreak and loss. We are beyond blessed. No arguments there. America is as badass a nation as it can get, no matter what circumstances we face. From this coronavirus to another pandemic which might be coming, an alleged second wave, God forbid, and of course one of the most ridiculous election seasons ever in centuries, Biden versus Trump, Harris versus Pence. I'm ready to pull my hair out dealing with all this, but we will have an Election Day special for you on this channel in the pipeline. We're going to be profiling more reasons to love America besides Carrie Underwood. Many of them have been featured on a certain series which we wrapped up back in September. A back-to-school series, an adaptation of the excellent PBS program, A Place of Our Own. And for those who don't know what Roses and Rosewood is, let me give you a quick rundown before we open this up. Roses is the Bachelor and Bachelorette side of things, you know, rose ceremony, will you accept this rose, all that. And we'll have a little bit of both for you, as well as Bachelor in Paradise. And of course, Rosewood is one of the best reasons to love American binge-watching television, Pretty Little Liars. One of America's finest. And of course, that represents Rosewood, Pennsylvania. You know, the setting where all the madness takes place. It's the setting where A does all of her dastardly deeds. Let's open this up. Here we go with a Bachelorette bombshell. This is from Hannah Brown's season, you know, regarding Jed Wyatt, who had a singer-songwriter girlfriend back home. He was trying to appease her by appearing on The Bachelorette, trying to aim to be one of Hannah's top 5 suitors left in an attempt to further his career in the pop culture industry. Ooh, bad move. Hannah's frontrunner, Jed, allegedly had a girlfriend at home who says he betrayed her. That girlfriend is singer-songwriter Haley Stevens. Stevens says he began dating musician Wyatt last November and knew there was a possibility she could get hurt if he went on the show. Well, not only did she get hurt, but as Hannah said, she was 100% betrayed. This is Ali Nahar's story, and here are some words of love Haley, you're truly an amazing person. This is Jed's own writing. Someday we will be thankful for all of this. You know where my heart will be. See you at the dock. Very Nicholas Sparks, right? But the dude is a douchebag for pulling that type of move. If you're already in a relationship, why do you need to go win somebody else's heart on national television and then get ripped on the next day by tabloid outlets, morning and network news programs, late night talk shows? You, my friend, are the epitome of trash that litters Bachelor Nation, Jed. What a shame. What a shame. Wooing Hannah right here. Wyatt and Brown on the show. Seeing Jed kissing Hannah for the first time was the worst day, says Stevens. And right here, the woman left behind. That would be Haley Stevens. On a Bahamas trip in late February, we first said, I love you. For shame, Jed. For shame. More Bachelor Nation news. We have a baby announcement and an engagement announcement. Engagement courtesy of Lauren Busnell from Ben Higgins' season, Ben's final choice, and of course, both of them subjects of a free-form reality show which never should have been. But she got engaged to country singer Chris Lane while playing the new song he wrote, Big, Big Plans, in the backyard of her family's Oregon home on June 16th. Very simple, very low-key, and yet very elaborate. I like that. Good on you, too, and best wishes. And of course, you got the Lows. Sean and Catherine Lowe expecting baby number 3 to join sons Samuel and Isaiah. It was a complete surprise, says Catherine. We just had a baby. Now she jokes that she's praying for a go. But no matter what, the kids will get to be best friends forever. Baby bump, Sean and Catherine with Samuel and Isaiah in June. And there'll be more Bachelor news later. But for right now, just to get you somewhat hyped about this election, here's a weird piece of wedding news from the People Passages section. Presidential candidate Joe Biden's son Hunter, 49, quietly married South African native Melissa Cohen in LA on May 16th. About 1 month after, get this, Hunter reportedly split from his late brother Bo's widow Hallie. Dating your deceased brother's wife? Weird. Should that be a consideration in voting for Biden or against him in voting for Trump? No. Especially no for the latter. I mean, come on. Use common sense. But, I felt that was kind of like a weird thing to show you. Interesting yet weird. Dating your deceased sibling's, widow, or widower. I don't know. Let's move on to some Pretty Little Liars news. This is the only PLO-related article in the entire magazine, by the way, and we don't often talk about the boys of PLO. Let's go on and talk about No Con. Brant Daughtry, one of Avia's exes who turned out to be a complete deuce towards later seasons, especially in the 7th. But Brant Daughtry is by no means a deuce. I think he did a fantastic job playing Noel, and here he is, marrying the love of his life, Kimberly Hildegold, in front of their celeb pals. This is by Melody 2. And if you scan this barcode here, this, well, I don't think it's a barcode, but if you scan this right here, you can watch their wedding special on People TV, People's streaming service. How about that? They got married at the Ruth Bancroft Garden in Walnut Creek, California, the same venue where both her parents and grandparents wed in 1977 and 1939, respectively. 1977 and 1939! Wow! Talk about age gap! Oh well, the ceremony took place June 15th in front of celeb pals like Vanessa Hudgens, Sarah Hyland, Laura New, and Ashley Tisdale. New, Tisdale, and Hudgens, by the way, subbed as Hildegold's bridesmaids. So yes, sorry ladies, but No Con, as perplexing as he was, is off the market forever. Turn a couple pages here and get back to some Bachelor news, and this is going to wrap up the Bachelor side of things. A Bachelor in Paradise wedding between Crystal Nielsen and Chris Randone. with who else? Chris Harrison being the officiant. After meeting our Bachelor in Paradise, they tied a knot on the site of their first date. They fell for each other and got engaged while filming last year. That would be in 2018. So, it's only fitting that the couple, both 31, returned to Mexico to exchange their vows, which will air on the series this summer. Of course, it already aired. Among the alumni in attendance, Ben Higgins, Becca Kufrin, and Tia Booth. I'm sure it was a marvelous wedding. And here you see Chris officiating the wedding, binding these two together as husband and wife. And you have a wedding cake with Crystal and Chris placed at the top. Best wishes. I wonder what's going to become of Bachelor in Paradise in the wake of this coronavirus pandemic. Who knows, we might not get a new season of Bachelor in Paradise this year, and that will stink. I mean, it is summer's hottest show on ABC. It is their golden ticket whenever the sun shines during the summer months. But of course, the summer passed. We don't have Bachelor in Paradise. Go figure. Anyway, besides Carrie Underwood, besides The Bachelor and Bachelorette, the entire franchise, and besides Pretty Little Liars and The Perfectionist and Ravenswood for that matter, and Sauce and Good Taste, there are plenty of other reasons to love America. And I want to show you just a few of them. And again, many of them you might have seen on the Back to School series, TSR's Place of Our Own. Like, for example, Michelle Obama coming in at number 11. Her book, Becoming, is said to become the best-selling memoir in history. Although I actually own her first book, which I reviewed as a part of agriculture class, American Grown. And I'll leave the entire playlist below if you want to check that out. 31 videos in the course of 30 days. Also, we did 2 Sesame Street videos. They come in at number 34. For the show's 50th anniversary, the USPS has issued stamps. Confidential to young readers, you can buy these at a post office. It's not so confidential anymore. I did 2 Sesame Street cookbooks and a fun literacy kit called What's the Word on the Street? You know, in the vein of Murray's What's the Word on the Street segments to open Sesame Street. Once again, playlist is below if you want to check that out. We actually have a lot more Sesame Street videos than one might think. Oh, and I love cheese whiz. That comes in at number 51. Cheese whiz on a toasted cheese sandwich is heaven. And even spread on some simple saltine crackers. It is lovely. Women in Congress, that would be number 72. And hey, the amount of women in Congress, that could change if we get a new president, Biden, or maybe it could stay the same under Trump. Maybe it could change too. I don't know. Which is why I hate politics. The uncertainty of everything. Oh, and yes, we actually have a Dr. Ruth race-based item on the Thrift Store Rundown's Place of Our Own. She comes in at number 81. And at 91, the 4'7" sex therapist still has a lust for life, along with a Hulu documentary, Ask Dr. Ruth, and some tried and true advice. Good sex is not just about what's between the waist and the knees, it's mainly in the brain. That was a late night class for adults and preferably couples only. Dr. Ruth's Game of Good Sex. Oh, and come down here at 87, we have Bill Nye. The science guy is optimistic. This is still the best time to be born, he said last week. I wonder what he would say about these uncertain times, especially regarding climate change. If I hear one word out of him being a madman about climate change, I'll rip my ears out. But I reviewed his very cool game of science for kids as part of a science class on a place of TSR's own. Oh, honorable mention for number 84, WrestleMania 2, because I have 2 WrestleMania DVDs. One purchased from the thrift store and one purchased retail. Actually, I own 3, because I just got a WrestleMania 25th anniversary DVD set through Amazon. So we pretty much ran the gamble when it comes to WrestleMania. And you'll see the 25th anniversary getting reviewed very soon. Mystery Pots coming in at number 99, and you have 100 can't miss foods here. And of course, these are really fair foods mainly. Amusement park foods, fair foods, I don't know, fast foods. You get it. I usually don't rate magazines on Roses and Rosewood because they have their own individual charm, but seeing as how there's an imperfection right here with part of the cover missing, torn out, I gotta give this 4 out of 5 claps. One of the PLO goals would have been featured in here, would have gotten 4.5. If I got Troy Belisario, I would have strongly considered a 5. Strongly considered a 5. But it doesn't. And one more tradition that I forgot to mention. If you're new to the Thrift Store Rundown, every Bachelor in Paradise season premiere and finale, I watch Family Guy's Brian the Bachelor. Excellent parody episode, even though the voice of the host, who was unnamed, was a little off. He sounded exactly what Chris Harrison sounded like, but you know what? Chris doesn't really have that standout voice. But you know what? He, Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, Pretty Little Liars, Perfectionist, Ravenswood, Sauce and Good Taste, Troy Belisario, and People Magazine as a whole. They're all reasons to think that America is as badass a nation as can ever be. And hopefully one of those reasons in the future will include a YouTube channel where you can find anything Hollywood related on a budget just by going to your local second-hand thrift store. That channel is the Thrift Store Rundown. And thank you so very much for tuning in. I'll catch you on the thrift side. Bachelor Nation, don't forget to stop and smell the roses while wearing a face mask. And PLO Army, my brethren, two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Appreciate you joining me.